So it looks like we're going to have a pretty tight room. I think they're going to close the doors at some point, but we have 45 minutes, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited that so many of you have joined us today to talk about Azure migration on the first day of Ignite. I'm going to quickly get started, first with an introduction. My name is Abhishek Hemrajani. I lead the product team for Azure Migrate. I'm part of the Azure Compute org. Today, we're going to take a deep look at your cloud migration journey. Now, a few years ago, a lot of us used to get into these kind of conversations. Do I really need to think about cloud? Do I need to think about data? Do I need to think about intelligence? You absolutely need to. All of these strategies, a transformation is driven when you start thinking about cloud, data, and AI. So you really need to start figuring out what your transformation strategy is going to be so that you can start harnessing the benefits of modern technology. Now, as you're ready to start performing this transformation, you start running into a few questions. For example, is the cloud secure for my apps? Which apps make sense to run in a vendor cloud? Maybe it's a business-critical app. Is it safe to put it in a Microsoft cloud? Can I modernize with minimal downtime? My app is so important, I do need to modernize it, but can I do so without any impact to the business? Do I need any tools to manage my cloud estate? I already manage my on-prem estate. So as you start transforming into this hybrid world, you need to start making more and more decisions. And the most important decision right now that a lot of you are facing, your Windows Server 2008 and SQL Server 2008 platforms are about to hit end of support, or have hit end of support in some cases. What do you do about them? Your transformation strategy needs to account for all of those decisions. And Azure as the cloud is there to help. From general purpose computing all the way to confidential computing, memory optimized, CPU optimized SKUs, there is so much innovation happening in Azure. Even I, as part of Azure Compute, sometimes find it tough to keep up with it. So there's a lot that you can do with Azure. There's also purpose-built workload support with SAP, VMware, Cray, NetApp. So Azure can meet your IT needs if you're ready to figure out your transformation strategy. Now, there's one additional aspect about why Azure works for all workloads but is awesome for Microsoft workloads. There are three pivots to this conversation. One, Azure offers unparalleled security. It amazes me when I read this stat. 6.5 trillion security threats processed every single day. $1 billion in security investments alone. That allows us to keep our cloud secure and feed that intelligence back into your IT operations when they run on Azure. Also, unparalleled innovation. SQL Managed Instance, a great example of the SQL platform that you never, ever have to update. It's evergreen. Innovation like that makes it compelling for you to consider Azure for SQL and Microsoft workloads. And then unbeatable offers. How many of you know about the extended security update offer for Windows Server 2008? Quick show of hands. All of you need to know about it. 3 years of extended support if you take SQL and Windows Server 2008 to Azure. So while you figure out how you're going to upgrade to a later modern platform, you get 3 years if you move those workloads over to Azure. Combined with hybrid benefit, Azure turns out to be 5 times cheaper compared to AWS. Now, as you start figuring out your transformation strategy, a lot of you will start figuring out that the key drivers will either bucket themselves as infrastructure drivers or app-oriented drivers. Now, what I really mean by them is that there is going to be a class of triggers that will merit an infrastructure-oriented strategy. For example, your data center lease is up for a renewal. That's a great infrastructure-oriented trigger that you should be evaluating from a migration perspective. You have an urgent capacity need. Maybe you bought a new entity that you want to quickly integrate into your mainline operations, or you want to expand as a company. I actually think these days, IT is no longer a support role for businesses. Businesses are driven by technology, irrespective of if you are in the technology business or not. We create shareholder value. We create customer value. For IT to be able to respond to business, you need to have a transformation strategy in place. And then there are app-oriented triggers, right? Your app is so important that it needs to become modern. It needs to innovate. Its security and compliance posture needs to improve. That's when you start experiencing app-oriented triggers. So here's my guidance. Infra-oriented triggers, the least path of resistance is rehost. But never just rehost. Always try to optimize as part of the rehost. And in my demos, I'll show you exactly how to. For app-oriented triggers, where you are thinking about security, compliance, innovation on your app, think about refactor, re-architecting, and rebuilding and modernizing your apps, and I'll show you how. So as you start executing these migrations, you run into your next set of questions. So it's great, you want to migrate, but can Microsoft recommend a framework, right? A lot of customers come back to us and say, how would you migrate if you were me? Is there a best practices guidance from Microsoft? There is, and I'll quickly show you what that is. Where do I start if I want to migrate? Where do I go find my tool set for migration? How do I discover my infra and applications that are running on premises? How do I perform migrations for servers, for databases, for my web apps? And then finally, can Microsoft help? All of these questions are what I'm going to try and answer over the next 35 to 40 minutes. There's going to be a lot of demo content during my session, so we'll keep it like super fast. If I speak too fast for you, go watch the recording later, because I do want to finish all of the content that I have in place. So when I think about Azure migration, rather when we think about Azure migration, it's not just about product. It's about process, it's about product, and it's about the program. So when it comes to process, our recommendation is the Microsoft Cloud Framework for Azure. When it is about the product, there is only one place to find your migration product from Microsoft. It's called Azure Migrate in the Azure portal. And when it comes to program, all of you need to know about the Azure Migration Program. That's where Microsoft and our partners around the world come in and help you execute your first set of migration and really help you get on that transformation path. So let's work through all of these different aspects. So first, when we think about process, the Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework for Azure gives you prescriptive guidance on how you get started. Of course, every migration or every cloud adoption transformation needs to start with figuring out what is your business strategy, what is the driver. Is it agility, or you really need to make some kind of change to how you're running IT on-prem? Or is it something for the long haul where you need to innovate and modernize? How will you actually plan that migration? Along the way, are you ready? And that readiness is not just about tools. That readiness is about the org. The readiness about the culture in your organization, the skilling needs. All of us in this room, IT professionals, we need to start skilling up for the cloud, right? Our roles need to transform from IT pro to DevOps, from DevOps to app developers. How do you start thinking about those transformation is part of your cloud adoption framework. As you adopt the cloud, what gets migrated, what's driven through an innovation perspective. And along the way, IT needs to become an enabler. In your traditional IT world, where compliance was always seen as a hindrance by the app developer, in the modern cloud world, a lot of us need to evolve into the cloud custodian persona. We make it easy for our developers to write code, but we do not hamper progress, right? That's governance that has to be thought through as you adopt the cloud. And then finally, management. It's often overlooked, but while you're operating in a hybrid state on-prem and the cloud, you really need to figure out how are you going to keep managing on-prem, how are you going to manage your cloud assets. So as you think of your readiness, here are two resources that can help you get started. The first one is the smart paper on aka.ms. Terrific, concise version of what you need to know from a cloud adoption perspective. There is also Smart Tool. Both of these resources went live today for Ignite. Smart Tool helps you do a quick readiness assessment on are you ready to start figuring out your cloud migration progress. From business strategy all the way to security and compliance, I strongly recommend that you go check out these resources today. All right, now let's talk about the product. I'm from the engineering team. I love to talk about product. Now, when it comes to migration, Azure Migrate is our hub for data center migration. How many of you have seen Azure Migrate, tried it before? Show of hands. Awesome, quite a few of you. Well, if you tried it last year or you've been using it since last year, you know it was a discovery and assessment service for VMware. As you were thinking about moving VMware workloads over to Azure, it let you perform discovery and assessment. Well, it no longer is that. Now it's the hub for all things migration. So we decided to retain the brand because it was really sticking with our customers, but we also realized that customers wanted more than just discovery and assessment. They wanted to execute all of their migration projects, be it for servers, be it for databases, for web apps, or for future specialized workloads like SAP and VDI. They wanted them to be executed through one place in Azure, and that place now is Azure Migrate. It's the hub for data center migration. There is also the notion of, as you perform these migrations, you go through different phases, right? Your typical migration process does not just start with, I'm going to migrate VDI today, and I'm going to just move it over. That's not how it works. You start with investigation. You discover what you're running on-prem. You do an assessment. Once you've done the assessment, you line up all the stakeholders, you get the buy-in, and then you perform a migration. Now, typically, when you execute these scenarios, you do them without any continuity. Sometimes you use 3 or 4 tools. Sometimes you use 1 or 2 partners. They transfer one SOP from one team to the other, and somehow the migration happens towards the end. We want to solve that for you. We want to give you integrated discovery, assessment, and migration for every key scenario that we enable in the hub. Now, as we do that, we also realize that we as Microsoft will always build migration products. We have a lot of migration toolset that the teams build, which is very powerful for migration. But so do our partners. Our ISV partners enable some really cool scenarios for migration. So we've built the hub to be extensible. It's powered by Microsoft tools, and it's extensible with our ISV partners. And you get the same experience irrespective of what you choose to use. And as you execute these key migration scenarios through the different stages of those scenarios, and while you execute those projects, we want you to have one place to go look at status, and that status is Azure Migrate. So it's a hub for all things migration. Now, we went GA in this new avatar of Azure Migrate in July. We went GA with 2 or 3 key scenarios. The first one was, help me migrate my Windows and Linux servers to Azure, help me migrate my SQL and other databases over to Azure, or help me ship data over to Azure. So those 3 scenarios have been generally available for the last 3 months. Today, I'm happy to announce support for 2 new scenarios. The first one is virtual desktop migration over to Azure. That's a new scenario integrated in the hub. So if you go to the Azure portal today, you will see the hub has evolved again. There is also web app migration. So if you're running PHP or .NET-based web apps on-prem, you can now migrate them over to Azure from Azure Migrate directly. So actually, let's look at what Azure Migrate looks like. I'm going to switch to my demo screen real quick. Awesome. So here I am on the Azure portal. If you haven't seen the Azure Migrate Hub experience, it's very easy to get to it. Simply look for Azure Migration Tools under Useful Links, and click on it, and you'll find the hub. The hub welcomes you with an overview experience that tells you the key migration scenarios that are available today. So of course, you have Windows and Linux migration. You have SQL and other database migration, but you also have the new ones that went online today. You can migrate your web apps, or you can migrate your virtual desktop infrastructure. Now, example scenarios like SAP, you already migrate SAP over to Azure. There's tooling available. But you should totally expect us as Microsoft to enable an SAP migration scenario in the next few months directly in the hub. So the thought process is that scenarios that you need to execute will all start showing up in the hub. So you go in one place. Scenarios, prescriptive guidance, and if you need help, all will be in the hub. Now, getting started with a scenario is straightforward. If I were here on day 0 trying to use Azure Migrate, I can basically say, let's pick a scenario, and let's try to execute it. So I'm going to try and migrate my Windows and Linux servers over to Azure. So I'm going to click on Assess and Migrate Servers. Now, since this is the first time I'm pretending to use Azure Migrate, even though I use it like 10 times a day, I get the option of creating my first Azure Migrate project. Now, I'm sure all of you, as much as you love Azure, you still deeply care about where we place your data. You trust us, but you want to know. And we allow you to do that. So when you create your first Azure Migrate project, you can pick the subscription, the resource group, and the geography where you want your metadata to be placed. This is not application data. It's simply your migration progress metadata. But you can have full control over it. So you can basically say, let's place it in a subscription. And let's create a resource group. Let's call it Ignite 2019. You can name your project. And you can pick your geography. I'm going to place it in the United States. And that's going to create my first Migrate project. Now remember, I'm trying to execute a Windows and Linux server migration. So I first get presented with tools that can help me perform discovery and assessment. Every time you do a rehost, always perform discovery and assessment, irrespective of who tells you what. Don't just take 1,000 servers and move them over to Azure. Very likely, you don't need to migrate all of them. Very likely, you have over-provisioned resources on-prem. Discovery and assessment tooling helps you figure out what you're running, how optimally are you running it, and what you really need to migrate over to the cloud. So as a first step, we tell you to pick your discovery and assessment product. The Microsoft native capability is called Azure Migrate Server Assessment. So people who've used Azure Migrate before, the new version for discovery and assessment is called Azure Migrate Server Assessment. It does VMware, it does Hyper-V, it does it at massive scale. I'll also announce a few new features releasing today, specifically physical server support. I have a full section on it. But for now, let's assume that I'm going to choose server assessment. But I could also see the different partner options I have available. I could use Cloudamize, Turbonomic, Device42. Or you may have heard that we recently acquired Mover, which is now part of my product team as well. I can choose to use Mover to perform discovery and assessment if I'm applicable currently to use Mover. So we have 2 discovery and assessment options available from Microsoft because we really think it's super important that customers execute large-scale data center discovery and assessment before they decide to migrate their workloads over to Azure. So for now, I'm going to choose server assessment. On the next screen, I get presented with my migration options. So here again, if you've been using Azure Site Recovery for migration, great, we appreciate the business. But now you need to use Azure Migrate Server Migration. It's a new purpose-built service for migration. It allows you to migrate VMware, Hyper-V, physical servers, VMs sitting in AWS or GCP. For VMware and Hyper-V, we are a truly agentless product to actually help you migrate. You can use server migration, or you can use one of our integrated partners like Carbonite, Rackware, or Current. For now, I'm going to choose server migration. I'm going to click Next. I'm going to review my options. My first Migrate project, Ignite 2019, will get created. My server journey is going to get instantiated with my tool choice, which is server assessment and server migration. So that's Hub for you. You basically go to the Hub, you pick your scenario, you create your first-time metadata repository, and you start executing the scenario. If I had selected databases, that's exactly how the flow would be. If I had selected virtual desktops, that's exactly how the flow would be. It's guidance from Microsoft on how to execute your scenario. So with that, I'm going to quickly jump to my slides, and we'll talk through what the discovery and assessment capabilities that you have available for your infrastructure and applications. Now, when I use server assessment to perform the discovery and assessment phase, it's very easy to get started. Say I'm running VMware or Hyper-V on-prem, or if I have some physical servers, or if I have VMs sitting in AWS or GCP, you simply get the Azure Migrate appliance from the Azure Migrate service. For VMware and Hyper-V, we ship it in a prepackaged VM format, in an OVA or a VHD format. For physical servers, we ship it in an installer format, which you can use also for your AWS or GCP VMs to assess them as you perform the migrations. You deploy the appliance. The appliance will start profiling the configuration and performance data from the VMs that are in scope for the discovery. By the way, it's completely agentless. We don't push any agents on the virtual machines that are being assessed or the physical server that's being assessed for migration. For discovery, for configuration data, for performance data, all the data is collected through APIs. You group servers, and that allows you to start figuring out the readiness from an Azure perspective. Is Azure the right cloud for you? That's where you help make that decision. So you can evaluate the performance of your app, figure out if you're over-provisioned on a resource, try to optimize them as you perform the migration, figure out what your cost of migration is going to be, and then you start performing the migration. So in July, when the V2 version or the evolution of server assessment came out, we basically built it for scale. So Azure Migrate Server Assessment can now do tens of thousands of servers in the same project. In fact, in a single assessment report, you can have 35,000 VMs, and that number is not incidental. The vCenter server limit is 35,000, so we said, why not? Let's allow customers to create an assessment on all of their machines. The project can hold, maybe if you have 100,000 servers, it can hold that as well. So we've built it for scale. We added support for VMware and Hyper-V in July. Today, I'm super excited to announce a few additional scenarios. So VMware Hyper-V builds for scale migration readiness already there. Today in preview, support for physical servers. So if you have physical servers that you want to assess, you can now do so with Azure Migrate. That same scenario also works for AWS and GCP. The other cool scenario that we are enabling today is CMDB import. If you don't want to install the appliance, if you don't want to do a discovery, but you have data sitting in an inventory system that you're willing to import directly into the Azure Migrate portal experience, you can get your first assessment done within the next 20 minutes. So you can take your file. It can have up to 20,000 rows, import it into the Azure Migrate service. Within 12 to 18 minutes, you'll get your first assessment. Now, creating that file is super straightforward. There are only 4 mandatory columns. But if you have performance data being collected from SCCM or any other system, you can import that in as well and really figure out what your migration is going to look like, even without installing the appliance. And then finally, the coolest piece of tech that my team has been working on, we are announcing support for agentless application dependency modeling. So configuration and performance was already agentless. You can now also figure out what applications and roles are configured on every virtual machine, and also figure out inter-process, inter-server dependencies without installing any agent on your servers. How cool is that? So that's the announcement for today. I'm going to actually show you all of it in action in my demo. So here we are back on Azure Migrate. Let's assume that the server assessment and server migration project had been created. So I'm going to click on servers. And what you'll see here is my server assessment and server migration journey already in progress. Anytime a tool goes through progress, the Azure Migrate tile view gets updated. That's how you get information in one place. Notice I also have MoveWare. That's also launching today as an integration with Azure Migrate. Whatever progress happens in MoveWare also gets updated in Azure Migrate. If I were using Turbonomic, the same thing would happen. So we've really built it to be the same experience irrespective of which tool you use. But notice on server assessment, I have 56,512 machines discovered in the same project. Last year, when we first announced Azure Migrate, the V1 version, our limit was only 1,500. So all of last year, we've really been hard at work to build the scale. And I'm super excited now you can have 100,000 servers in the same project, 35,000 servers in the same report. Really works at the scale at which you want to execute your migration. So I have 56,000 servers here. If I were to discover more environments, to do so, it would be straightforward. I simply click on Discover directly on the tile. The Discover gesture gives me my options of what I want to discover. So I can basically say I want to discover from the VMware environment, a Hyper-V environment, or the new support today, physical servers. I can simply say I want to discover physical or VMs running on other platforms, the other platforms being AWS or GCP. Or I can say that, you know what, I'm not going to install the appliance. I'm going to import my inventory. Simply click on Import. That will give you the CSV template. You download it, fill it up from your existing inventory data, import it into the system, and you'll be ready to perform your assessment. So in my case, what I've done is I've discovered 36,000 VMware virtual machines. I've imported 20,000 servers. I also have some physical servers in play here. I've also discovered some Azure VMs. So I have a whole bunch of inventory sitting here. Once you have your inventory discovered, creating your first assessment is very easy. You simply click on Assess, and that brings you to your assessment experience. You start off by giving your assessment a name. So I'm going to call mine Ignite 2019. I'm going to place everything in a group called Ignite 2019. And for now, I'm going to create an assessment only of my VMware environment. So what I have done here is, only with 3 appliances, I've discovered 36,000 machines. So each appliance is doing 12,000 config performance data in real time. So when I do that, I have all my machines here. I can simply say Select All, and that will create my group of 36,000 virtual machines and also compute the assessment. The assessment is going to get computed in the context of some assessment properties. If I click on View All, you'll be able to see a wide array of properties. And these are properties such as which Azure region do you want to migrate to. So maybe you get a different rate in a different geography, or you have cores available in a different region. You can select that before you create an assessment. Maybe you want to use reserved instances or hybrid benefit. You can indicate that as you perform the assessment. The most important setting in the assessment is, am I going to perform a performance-based or a configuration-based assessment? When you perform a performance-based assessment, that's when the performance data that the appliance has been tracking against those VMs that are in scope is factored in. All the peaks and all the valleys are factored in to compute the right size SKU recommendation for every single server. And that allows you to save cost. Our telemetry indicates that across the entire estate of servers that our customers have discovered with us, at an anonymous level, 70% resources are being underutilized. So if our customers were to migrate it with right sizing, we would get paid less, but customers would be super happy because they would actually cut down 70% at an aggregate level. That's pretty cool. So performance-based assessments, strongly recommended. What's also recommended is performing a performance-based assessment in the context of the seasonality that your app demonstrates. a day, a week, or a month. So if your app peaks only at the 25th of every month, don't use a weekly assessment. Perform a 30-day assessment. Really figure out what's happening with the app, and then lock in the assessment. So you can decide to use the settings that are applicable to you. You can, of course, create one assessment. You can create multiple assessments. You can keep recalculating it. You can export the reports, and that will really help you make that decision, right? It's your if-then analysis on how you want to use Azure as you're deciding if Azure is the right cloud for you. Now, what I've done is I've already created a few assessments. So I'm going to show you some assessments. So I have one assessment here when the screen loads. I have an assessment called VMware assessment on 36,000 servers. And that assessment is basically my entire VMware test estate that I have. I also have an assessment against my payroll app, which is 9 virtual machines. And then the import inventory that I brought in from my CMD system, 20,000 machines, I put them all into one assessment. So the meta point is that the assessment is the granularity that works for you. If you're evaluating one app, you can do so. If you're evaluating the entire data center or a unit, you can do so. So you basically configure the group based on what works for you. So if I were to click on my VMware assessment on those 36,000 virtual machines, you will see that the assessment tells me how many servers are ready to go to the cloud. Maybe they're running an operating system that is not supported by the vendor on the cloud. The assessment will tell you that. If it's coming up for end of support, it will tell you that, right? The bang will change from a green to a yellow. Simply, also, it will tell you what kind of recommendation is available for every single machine. So for example, for every single server, I have a size recommendation coming from the assessment. This is based on the performance data for every single VM that was factored in to make the decision for me that Azure Migrate Server Assessment recommends these VMs to be a D-series VM or an F-series VM. That's going to be optimal for the app's performance, but also going to be really efficient from a cost perspective. So once my assessment is all computed, I can then start thinking about my migration. But before you do that, you deeply care about, OK, yeah, servers are great. The infra is great. You told me about the config. You told me about the performance. And I can make a decision. But I really want to know what's on those servers, right? Over the years, a lot of us have servers out there that we don't even know about. They're sitting in a rack that nobody seems has access to. And app owners have created apps and installed things on servers that they don't know about or wouldn't at least tell you about them. And then you really have to go figuring out that, should I be migrating? What should I be migrating? Is this going to be supported in the cloud? Will I accidentally cause an outage? So all of those decisions can be now made with the help of a new feature, which allows you to agentless figure out the configured applications and roles on your servers. So what I've done is, on my appliance, I just looked for payroll. That brought my 9 payroll VMs. So I just searched for my VMs. And notice that application discovery is now available for all of those VMs. I can click on the 20 application hyperlink, and it tells me every single app that was found on that server. This check happens once a day. It does not use an agent. It's done remotely. If you opt in to provide us creds on the servers that are in the scope of the discovery, the creds remain on the appliance. They are never sent to Azure. They're never sent to Microsoft. They're only on your appliance. The appliance will attempt to do a poll of every installed app on the server for all of your VMs. So if you had 50,000 VMs, once a day, we will go and make an attempt to figure out what applications are installed. It will also tell you what roles and features are configured on your servers. Works for Windows, also works for Linux, available in preview today. Now, once you've figured out that you're running these different processes or applications on your servers, you also deeply care about how are they related. And for that is the new feature, dependency mapping, which is also agentless. So I can basically, for the same server, once that server has been onboarded to inventory scan, it automatically becomes available for dependency scan as well. I can simply click on View Dependencies, and that will render my map. And it will tell me how that server is communicating inbound, outbound to any other server, any process. So config data, agentless. Performance data, agentless. Application inventory, agentless. Dependency maps, also agentless. We've worked very hard the last year to improve the scale of our product, to make it work at the scale you need, and to take away agents, because we know that it adds to friction when you start executing migration. All of these features are now available. The physical server support and the CMDB is in a public preview, so you can try it out today, rather this week. For agentless dependency mapping, it's in preview, but there's a sign-up. And the sign-up is on my last slide. So we will basically, as we recap, I'll give you the link on how to sign up for the limited preview of the agentless dependency mapping. Pretty powerful features that help you make your migration decision. So with that, let's quickly jump back to the slides. We saw large-scale data center discovery. We saw how VMware, Hyper-V physical servers. We saw agentless dependency mapping, cost planning, all of those features that help you figure out what infra and apps you need to discover and assess as you need to perform migration. Now, when you actually are ready to perform migration, you need tooling available on how will you migrate your servers and your databases and your web apps. And Azure Migrate Hub has journeys for each of those options. At a high level, if this is your app, let's say it's a LOB app, there's a web tier and an app tier, and there's also a data platform. Let's say it's SQL. And it's running on-prem, VMware, Hyper-V, or it's running in one of the other clouds. You have a few different migration paths. So if you're running VMware on-prem and you decide to migrate to dedicated VMware in Azure, which is called Azure VMware Solutions, so you can basically migrate your web app and data tier directly to VMs running on your dedicated node in Azure. So you do that migration with VMware tools. If you want to move to general purpose Azure, Azure Infrastructure Service, you can basically use the server migration capability that's already inbuilt in Azure Migrate and perform those migrations. There, your web and app are going to VMs. Your SQL is also going to a database running inside a virtual machine. But as you start thinking about modern platforms, we encourage you to think about web and app going to VMs, but databases going to SQL managed instance. So in that case, you would use the inbuilt feature in Azure Migrate called database migration to migrate the database over to SQL managed instance. The other tiers of the app, you would use server migration and migrate them over to Azure. Once you've done that infrastructure discovery assessment, now you really know which server is running SQL, so you can have a specific treatment for that server instead of migrating it as a VM and realizing you would rather have gone to SQL managed instance. And then finally, if you're running .NET or PHP, we recommend go to Azure App Service. So you can use the web app migration scenario in Azure Migrate to migrate your app tier over to Azure App Service, the data tier over to SQL MI. You're really looking at host actually moving to a modern PaaS platform instead of just running VMs in the cloud. So all of these are different migration options. All of them are available in the hub. How you decide to execute them is usually driven by the strategy that you want to execute, but we want to make them available in one place. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a demo of the server migration tool. But before I do that, I want to quickly recap everything that's available today and the key announcement for server migration. So you can migrate any to Azure, VMware, Hyper-V, AWS, GCP. You can migrate them over to Azure. You can test before migrate, so that allows you to do a non-disruptive, no production impact testing. Really be sure if Azure works for you before you decide to commit to Azure. And then when you decide to migrate, you get 0 data loss as part of migration. You also get minimal downtime. And then July is when we announce the preview for the new agentless VMware migration capability. I'm happy to announce today it's going generally available. So you can now migrate VMware VMs in addition to Hyper-V VMs without placing an agent on the VMware VMs. So you can guess the theme that I'm going to say, right? Discovery, configuration, performance, application, dependency, migration, all of it for VMware, all of it agentless. We are really trying to hear the feedback that you guys have been sending us that agents make it difficult for you to execute. Everything that we're enabling right now is going agentless, and it's working at scale. So with that, I'm going to quickly jump to a demo and show you the agentless migration option for VMware. So I'm back on Azure Migrate, and I am on the server journey. So I remember I had activated server migration when I picked the tools. So I simply go down to the server migration section of the hub. Now, because I'm using Azure Migrate, server assessment, server migration are Microsoft tools, I don't even need to onboard again. The same appliance works for discovery, assessment, application mapping, and migration. So I don't need to onboard again. I can simply say, let's start replicating. So I click on replicate. I can then choose VMware, Hyper-V, or whatever I want to migrate. I pick the appliance that I'm going to be using. So my payroll app are being discovered by my VMware 1 appliance. I can then, on the next tab, indicate that I want my assessment to be automatically applied. Before, what you would do is that you would take your assessment report that came from a tool, either Microsoft tool or Cloudamize or even Movere, and you would take that report and you would try to apply that input to your migration phase, and hopefully you would not make an error as part of that migration process. Now you simply say that, yes, apply my migration settings from Azure Migrate. What this does is that for the Microsoft tool or the partner tool, irrespective of what you've selected, it looks into the metadata that's available, and it taps into the assessment recommendation from the other tool as part of your migration process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my Contoso payroll group, because I have that in my assessment, and the assessment that was computed on it. This will automatically identify the VMs that I had in this particular assessment or in this group. And when I click on Next for my target settings, I can specify which subscription, which resource group, which network they need to go to. And then when I click on Compute, all my VM size information is going to be the right-sized optimal VM size that came from the assessment. So your discovery flow got into the assessment phase, and from assessment, we streamed that information directly into migration. So as you're executing the scenario, you have end-to-end continuity. You're not having to onboard again. You're not having to start or pass on inputs. So my VM sizes are correct. When I go to my disk information, you'll notice the same thing happens with the disk recommendations that came from Azure Migrate. Those will also be automatically applied. If there was a recommendation from the assessment service that this workload needs premium storage, that would automatically be applied here, right? So you don't find out later that you migrated to standard disks and your workload does not really work because it has higher I/O needs. So it's as easy as that to get your servers replicating. Once your servers actually start replicating, the tile gets updated with how many servers do you have currently in replication. You can perform test migrations. That operation will bring up clones in Azure without impacting your production app. You can really see if Azure VMs work the way you want them to work. You can really figure out if Azure works the way you want it to work, and then decide to schedule a cutover, work with the stakeholders, and perform a migration. So that's how server migration works. Similar journeys available for databases, for VDI, all through the hub. So with that, I'm going to quickly try to bring us to a close and hopefully find a few minutes for some questions. But before we talk about what all we've announced today, the third aspect of Azure migration, remember we said there's process and there's product, but there's also a program. So if you don't already know about the Azure migration program, I encourage you to go to azure.com/AMP. You'll find information on how AMP can help you with your partners execute with Microsoft assistance your first migration project. This is guidance from Microsoft, engineering support from Microsoft, readiness from Microsoft that really helps you accelerate your migration process. There is information available on that link on how a qualified engagement looks like, if your partner is part of the AMP program or not. But this is a super critical piece of our migration investments, hoping to accelerate your migration options as you evaluate Azure. Now, I had a lot of announcements throughout my session. Here's your recap. So if you want to go ahead and take a picture, this is the slide that you want to take a picture of. So from a scenario perspective, new scenarios available today, VDI, web apps, new tools, more choice. Mover is now part of Azure Migrate. From a migration infrastructure and application discovery perspective, physical servers can now be discovered, so can VMs on other clouds. You can also import your inventory. You can also perform dependency mapping without installing agents. Only the agentless application dependency mapping feature is in a limited preview. The sign-up link is aka.ms app mapping, that when you fill up that form, that comes to my team. We whitelist you, and then you can access that new feature. Very soon, it will go into a broader public preview. And then from a migration phase, the key announcement is that agentless migration for VMware is also now generally available. Now, before I close, here are a few related sessions that I strongly recommend. Well, I lied. This is a slide you also need to take a picture of. This is important. So these are sessions that I strongly recommend you go and check out. The ones in yellow are the ones that I'm delivering, so you should come to those sessions. The open mic tomorrow, especially the second session that's highlighted there at 4 p.m. tomorrow, it's the companion session for this session. It's a 75-minute conversation with our SMEs from engineering, some of the other product leaders from Microsoft who will all be there to take your questions. Even though I'll stick around and I'll take as many questions as you have, but if you want to come talk to us more, please do come by. There's also a workshop tomorrow morning that my team's going to deliver. You can actually see the tools in action. Some session resources, and that brings me to a closure on my session. I have 5 minutes to take questions, but I do request very humbly that you please take the time to fill out the survey feedback. We work very hard on features, we work very hard on content, and I hope it was helpful. Please do give us top scores. I can take questions, but I'd request people to walk up to the mics if they have questions, or we can talk informally at the end of the designated time. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Can we get the mics on?
Can we ask?
Thank you, David. Yeah.
So I guess typically when you're doing a data center migration, you'll usually kind of go in waves. Do any of these tools kind of help you kind of plan out those waves?
Fantastic question. Currently, they do not. Server assessment does not have a wave feature, but we actually have an engineering item in progress where we take that big monolithic assessment, the 35,000 VM assessment, and help you compose waves. The thought process is that if you have a certain amount of bandwidth available or a certain amount of velocity that you want to achieve, we want to create smart groups for you on top of that assessment. That's something that we are working on. I'd love to hear more from you specifically on your scenario, and I can share more, but know that we are working on it. Currently not available, though. Great question, though.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
OK, I think we're going to alternate mics. Sorry. Yes.
All right. So Azure Migrate informs us about the compute and storage.
Yeah.
Is there any tool or help or best practices we should consider for other ancillary services such as network, backup, monitoring? Because that cost adds up, and we have experienced that in our economic assessment, and it's considerable. And like to know more about that. How?
Yeah, that's a great question, and quite frankly, we are finding that more and more from customers that as I'm doing an assessment, there is the compute and storage aspect, but there is also, why just backup and management? But there's also express route that's going to get used to perform those migrations or post-migration connectivity back to on-prem. And then, of course, the management services that I will enable as part of the migration. So currently, we do not have that in the mainline tool. But what we're trying to do, our online calculation for cost, which is the TCO calculator, we are trying to enhance it to factor in management costs so that you have some way of figuring out your ballpark management and IT spend in around the actual application migration. The long-term plan is to basically combine the cost engines for the TCO calculator and the Azure Migrate service so that you get costs correctly in the same place.
All right. I appreciate it.
Great question. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So now that agentless VMware is general availability, does that mean we can start more than 10 replications at a time?
Well, you know what? You could always do more than 10 replications at a time. Just click 10, like 10 times.
Yeah, it shows weird errors when you do that.
No, so currently we are still capping it at 10, and I'll tell you why. Are there any VMware fans here? Last time I said something about VMware, I got trolled on Twitter, so I'm.
It's okay, I'll back you up.
So what we've intentionally kept it at 10 because we don't want to accidentally cause any vCenter performance issues. So we are right now going at 10, but we do have plans of increasing that number. If you were to use our REST API and execute it, we will not throttle you. You can go ahead. But then the idea is that the REST API customer has thought through a little bit more than just portal happy clicking. But yeah, I hear you. I don't like the 10.
So can I break anything by going back and just 10 more in that portal, or is it just each call is what
I mean, there is a lot of smarts built in, but from portal we tend to be a little conservative. But yeah, we will increase that number. But at least you know where it came from. It usually comes from vCenter environment. We don't want to throttle vCenter from an IOPS perspective.
Thank you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Hey, what are your plans for Movere? So are you planning to include it in Azure Migrate? Seems like there are a few overlapping areas.
Yeah, I mean, as of today, it's already integrated. So today, the Movere integration.
But what I mean is like the actual product, will it exist in the future or no?
Yeah, if I tell you, then yeah, long-term plan, absolutely, right? I mean, we do recognize that there is some overlap, but then there is also a lot of powerful capability that Movere brings to the fold. What we want to eventually do is have one consistent discovery and assessment experience for you. But when it comes to migration, to be very honest, what you need is more options today, and that's what we've unlocked. We've given you 2 tools, made them integrated in Azure Migrate so that you can execute today. Long-term, of course, from an efficiency perspective, I would rather we have one product. But I've told you more than I've ever told anybody else. Yes, sir.
Yeah, is Azure Migrate server migration, is that replacing Azure Site Recovery, or they're going to be used side by side?
It's not replacing Azure Site Recovery because Azure Site Recovery is our disaster recovery service. Azure Site Recovery started as a DR service. Somewhere along the way, smart customers figured it out that it also works for migration. So customers came and told us that, hey, we use this product for migration, and we made it a migration product. Now we've built a migration product, server migration. ASR will remain the DR offering. It does a very compelling Azure to Azure DR scenario that's very popular. It will remain. If you are executing a migration right now and you're comfortable with ASR, please use ASR. If you haven't started, get skilled on server migration.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I think you already asked like same question, but I think what's the key difference between Movere and Azure Server Migration?
So between server assessment and Movere. So I think the key difference that if you were to ask me, Movere, the approach that Movere uses with the bot and the Arc, provides a lot more comprehensive data collection options for you. So in Movere's case, right, we'll tell you what the processes are available in server assessment and the dependencies with the new feature. Movere will also tell you CPU utilization at a per process level. So if you deeply care about, is my monitoring agent going rogue and really jacking up the performance on every server, Movere can actually tell you that kind of information. Movere also does a terrific job in figuring out what your license posture should be as you perform migration. So if you have SQL running on 4 cores on-prem, how the licensing for SQL should be as you evaluate your migration. That's another scenario that Movere does that we do not take care of in server assessment. So I think data richness is higher in Movere, if you ask me. There is also the licensing and security scenarios that Movere enables, which are actually very different from what we have in server assessment. My plan for the future in the roadmap is to basically take these as incremental discovery options for you. You take your CMDB import, which is I don't even want to deal with an appliance. You take my server assessment options. I don't want to deal with an Arc or a bot. I am just going to work at an API level. Or, hey, you know what? I'm going to go deeper into these servers, so let's use the Arc and the bot from Movere and go even deeper from a per process perspective. Gradients of discovery, which also gives you more data to play with as you figure out your migration.